There are three main types of meters. First, the ammeter. This measures current and is connected in series with a load. Second, the voltmeter. This measures voltage and is connected in parallel with a component being tested. And third, the ohmmeter. This measures resistance and is used when the circuit is powered off. So in summary, clamp meter is a versatile tool, and understanding ammeters, voltmeters, and ohmmeters is essential for safe and accurate electrical measurements. Thank you.
Multimeter. Multimeter is a combine of a voltmeter, ammeter, and ohmmeter into one package. Volt or milliammeter or VOM is an analog multimeter that measures volts, ohms, and milliamperes. DMM or a digital multimeter. So what's the advantage of digital multimeter over volt or milliammeter? Because it easier readability, resulting in a higher accuracy with smaller voltage, auto ranging capabilities, and auto zeroing for resistant reading, and lastly, auto lock of a displayed value. So what's the disadvantages of DMM or digital multimeter? The disadvantage of it is requirement for source of electricity or voltage limitation and inability to measure an instantaneous change in a signal faster than the sampling time. Measuring current or ammeter is the flow of electric charge in a circuit in units called amperes or amps. It's connected in series, meaning it's placed directly into the circuit to measure the current passing through. Caution, and also remember that you will always turn off the power before connecting an ammeter to a circuit. And an analog ammeter must never be connected in parallel. Never connect an ammeter directly to a voltage source. Measuring voltage. A voltmeter, on the other hand, measures voltage. The difference in electrical potential energy between 2 points in a circuit. Voltage is measured in volts. A voltmeter is connected in parallel with the circuit because it measures across 2 points without interrupting the flow. And always remember, if an analog voltmeter is connected in series with the circuit, a large current can flow through the meter and might damage it. And how about the resistance? Measuring the resistance is to correctly measure resistance. The component must be removed or isolated from the circuit. Why? Because other components connected in the circuit can affect the reading. And also, the parallel paths may cause the meter to show a lower resistance. And lastly, if the circuit has power, it can damage the meter or give inaccurate readings. So we have here the correct procedure to measuring the resistance. Turn off the power. First, turn off the power. Second, remove one end. Third, set the multimeter to the ohm setting. And fourth, touch the two test probes across the resistor terminals. And lastly, read the resistance value on the meter. Continuity test or check determines if the current path is continuous. Open circuit, it indicates high resistance. Short circuit, 0 ohms of resistance. Closed circuit indicates low resistance. Reading meters, full scale value, the maximum value indicated by a meter. Ammeter and voltmeters read from left to right and it is linear. And the ohmmeter is the opposite of ammeter. Yeah, opposite of ammeter. Opposite of ammeter. Read from right to left and it is nonlinear. So the summary is analog meters use a graduated scale with a pointer. Digital meters provide a direct readout. A multimeter combines a voltmeter, ammeter, and ohmmeter into one package. A VOM is an analog multimeter. A digital multimeter is a digital multimeter. On a multimeter, the range selector switch selects the function to be used. An ammeter must be connected in series with a circuit. A voltmeter is connected in parallel without circuit. An ohmmeter measures resistance by applying a known voltage. Understanding insulation resistance testing. Why have an insulation testing program? A regular program of testing insulation resistance is strongly recommended to prevent electrical shocks, assure the safety of personnel, and reduce or eliminate downtime. It helps to detect deterioration of insulation in order to schedule repair work such as vacuum cleaning, steam cleaning, drying and rewinding. It is also helpful when evaluating the quality of the repairs before the equipment is put back into operation. What causes insulation failure? Some of the more common causes of insulation failure include excessive heat or cold, moisture, dirt, corrosive vapors, oil, vibration, aging, and leak wiring. What tests are used to detect insulation deterioration? There are numerous maintenance tests for assessing insulation quality. The 3 tests discussed here are used primarily to test motor, generator, and transform insulation. What equipment is necessary for conducting insulation resistance tests? Megameter with a time test function, temperature indicator, and lastly, humidity meter. So what we have here is test currents in insulation. So the first one is total current in the body of the insulation is the sum of 3 components. Second is capacitance charging current. The third one is absorption current. And lastly, leakage or conduct current. So we have here insulation resistance reading. So first, readings are time dependent. Second, at the start, capacitance is what you see first. Third, at or about 1 minute absorption. And lastly, at 10 minutes, the reading is mainly leakage cure.
A clamp meter is a device used to measure current without need to disconnect wires. It works by detecting the magnetic field around a conductor. Its main parts include jaws or transformer clamps. It is used to sense the magnetic field of the current. Second is clamp opening trigger. It opens and closes the jaws. Third is power switch. It turns the meter on or off. Then backlight and hold buttons. It helps read the display in dark areas and freeze the current breathing. Positive and the ground input terminals, used for connecting test LEDs. An LCD display shows the measured values, and a rotary switch which selects the types and range of measurements. The clamp meter is commonly used to safely measure AC current in live circuits, especially in troubleshooting electrical systems. Now, let's move to the three main types of meters. First, the ammeter. This measures current and is connected in series with a load. Second, the voltmeter. This measures voltage and is connected in parallel with a component being tested. And third, the ohmmeter. This measures resistance and is used when the circuit is powered off. So in summary, clamp meter is a versatile tool, and understanding ammeters, voltmeters, and ohmmeters is essential for safe and accurate electrical measurements. Thank you.
What is a voltage detector? A voltage detector is a tool used to check if electricity is present in a wire, outlet, or electrical device. It tells us whether the wire is live or dead without opening or cutting anything. Non-contact voltage tester. A non-contact voltage tester is a small pen-shaped device that detects voltage without touching the metal parts. You only place the tip near the wire or outlet. Other name or synonym of non-contact voltage tester is pen, voltage pen, test pen, live wire detector, electric tester pen, voltage sensor, and contactless checker, voltage checker. How to use a non-contact voltage tester? First, turn on the tester. Most testers beep or light up to show they're ready. Second, test the tester first. Touch it to a known live outlet to ensure it works. Third, bring the tip near the wire or outlet. You don't need to touch the metal, just hold it close. Fourth, check the indicator. If it lights up or beeps, the wire is alive. If it does nothing, no voltage detected. And lastly, turn it off after use to save battery. How to test an electrical wire? To check if live. First, make sure your hands are dry and safe. Second, hold the insulated part of the wire. Never touch bare copper. Third, place the tester's tip on or near the wire's insulation. Fourth, watch for a light or beep. Beep or light is wire is live. No signal and wire is not live. Lastly, repeat on other wires to confirm. Why we use a non-contact voltage tester? People prefer this tool because it's safe, no need to touch metal parts, it's fast, it immediately tells if a wire has power. It's simple, even beginners can learn it easily. It's portable, small, and can fit it in your pocket. And lastly, a voltage detector, especially non-contact voltage tester, is an essential tool for safely checking live wires. It helps us avoid accidents and makes electrical work easier and safer. Thank you.